Hey, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel where we talk all about how to glow from the inside out. And today I'm talking about some of my favorite skincare products to help with that transition into spring. Because with the seasonal transition can come a lot of skin concerns. I'm talking about things like more dehydration, oily skin, dull, lifeless skin, breakouts, redness, irritation, inflammation, allergy symptoms, right? These are all things that can crop up as the season transitions, and these are some of the skincare products that I use to help address those symptoms. So if you're so ready to dive into this spring skincare, give the video a big thumbs up and let's get started. So first up, let's talk about the by Wishtrend Propolis Energy Boosting Essence and the Propolis Energy Calming Ampoule. Now this duo is one of my favorites throughout the year, but I find myself especially gravitating towards these two products in the springtime because these are my secret products for helping to address breakouts for my sensitive skin. So both of these products do feature propolis, which is a really great anti-inflammatory ingredient. It's great for reducing redness and inflammation and irritation on the skin. It's a wound healing ingredient. It also has antibacterial properties. So that not only helps with skin sensitivity and redness, right, and itchiness on the skin, but it's also particularly helpful for acne and breakouts, which I do notice, in that transition from winter into spring, my skin does tend to want to break out just a little bit more. I'm noticing more congestion, maybe some more of those inflamed pimples. It's just kind of something that happens with my combination skin when I go from the slightly more dry winter into the slightly oilier, warmer season. That fluctuation and that imbalance can kind of cause some issues. And so whenever I'm breaking out for sensitive skin, it's really hard for me to just use more salicylic acid or use benzoyl peroxide. Like that just doesn't work for me. My skin can only take so much, and I'm really at the threshold with my actives. So I like to rely on these beautiful, gentle, anti-inflammatory, antibacterial ingredients like propolis to help get my skin through, to help lessen those breakouts, to speed the healing, to reduce the size and the redness and the swelling, and to really, facilitate that healing process. So the Propolis Energy Boosting Essence does have a little bit of propolis here in the formula, but really the star ingredient of this essence is the 10% of willow bark extract. Now this is a really great anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, soothing ingredient for acne, and that is really where this essence shines. It has this really thin, lightweight texture, quickly absorbed in the skin. There is just the tiniest hint, if you really key in, just a little kiss of moisture, but it's not heavy. It doesn't have like a thick or slippery kind of texture at all. It's very thin and quickly absorbed. It will work for oily skin. It will work for balanced skin types, combo, dry skin. It's just a really nice thin essence that is meant to bring down inflammation, bring down redness, and help to facilitate that healing with any type of breakout. So this is particularly good if you're getting the congestion or if you're getting the breakouts. But really the star and one of my favorites is the Energy Boosting Calming Ampoule. This features 15% of propolis, but it also pairs it with another beautiful anti-inflammatory, antibacterial ingredient, 59% of heart leaf extract, also known as Hutania cordata extract. And this is really gaining a ton of popularity in K-beauty over the last couple of years, especially for products that are targeted towards acne-prone skin, because it really has this beautiful healing and calming ability for your pimples and for your breakouts, reducing the redness, reducing the size and the swelling of the pimple. So I've actually been using this product since 2018 or 2019. I love this so much, and it just gives a really reliable result, gently calming the breakouts down, gently facilitating the healing, just kind of like getting the process going, because you know what it's like with pimples, especially if you're not able to add in a lot of aggressive actives. It just feels like they hang on your skin for forever. This really helps to speed that up and help them not look as bad as they're healing. And so I took these out last spring, and I was raving about them in my last spring skincare routine when I was breaking freaking out, remember? And I was like, these are the game changer. These are my reliable duo. They work so beautifully separately, but when you put them together, they do boost the results of each other. You know, the Ampoule, the texture here, it is a kind of medium gel-like texture. It does feel hydrating and lighter than most Propolis ampoules, which tend to have a very moisturizing medium to heavyweight feel. This is a much lighter gel-like consistency because it's only 15% of propolis, and then the heart leaf, which is a much more fluidy, lighter, hydrating type of ingredient, really cuts down on that thick, almost honey-like feel that some propolis products have. This texture doesn't have that type of feel, but there is a kiss of moisture to this. So it is one of the lighter propolis products, as I mentioned. So if you do have oily skin, I think in the grand scheme of propolis products, this might be your better bet, but it's particularly good for my combo skin. It doesn't weigh it down or contribute to the overproduction of oil that I tend to see in the warmer months, right? But it's not so overly moisturizing, but it's not so thin and lightweight either. It's just like really nicely in the middle. Now let's talk allergy symptoms, because spring is that classic season for your allergies to really wake up from winter time, although you can experience them during the summer and the fall, and I definitely do. Yes, it does manifest as, you know, congestion in your sinuses and maybe itchy, watery, irritated eyes, no doubt, but I also feel it manifest in my skin as well. It just feels a little bit more sensitive, a little bit more like low-key inflamed, a little bit itchy. Like my skin just feels like it's more likely to throw a tantrum, you know, with sensitive skin and being a little bit more prone to a weaker moisture barrier. I can feel those things if I'm not really keying in and really building out those preventative, protective, very restorative ingredients in my routine. That irritation can really manifest and make spring kind of a miserable season for my skin. It's just everything just doesn't feel quite right. And so over the last couple of years, I've been using the NIOD Survival Zero Serum, which is a really robust, high quality antioxidant serum. And I have found that there's just something about the antioxidants in this particular product that really have this protective, preventative measure for my skin, that it really cuts down on the inflammation, the itchiness, the sensitivity, the just general like diva-ishness of my skin, right? So like I said, a really robust blend of high quality antioxidants. And, you know, antioxidants, it makes sense because they are that protective ingredient that help to protect our skin from damage from outside aggressors like the sun, right? So it's very helpful for protecting from that aging process caused by the sun. The sun can damage the collagen structure, but it's also protective from environmental aggressors like pollution, allergens, right? Even smoke. You know, a few years ago, we had some really like nasty air quality days from the Canadian wildfires in my area. It actually drifted all the way down here, and the air quality was so bad. It was not great for your lungs, but I found that it actually really was manifesting on my skin and making it very itchy and irritated as well. And so antioxidants can protect from those types of things as well, and just kind of lessen their effect and damage on the skin. I always find that NIOD ingredients list can be kind of intimidating at first glance, but I really break it down into 4 essential qualities that this serum brings. You know, there is a lot of amino acids and skin identical ingredients in here that are really all about strong, healthy skin. And then we have the photoprotective antioxidants like astaxanthin, vitamin E, microalgae. These antioxidants are particularly good at protecting from the damage associated with the sun. And then we have antioxidants that are particularly good for skin hydration as well as health and soothing. So we have antioxidants like pycnogenol as well as lutein, which are really helpful for the skin barrier, but also for soothing sensitivity. And then we have the antioxidants that really shine for free radical protection, like the SOD antioxidant and the tomato complex that they're using here that really help to fight off the damage associated with free radical activity in the skin. So the texture is creamy but not heavy. There is a touch of a rich slip to this, but it doesn't apply in a thick, heavy, like really dense, creamy layer. It actually applies in a very thin layer. So even if you have oily skin and you want the benefits of these antioxidants, just a small amount, a restrained amount and spread in a very thin layer on the face is not going to weigh your skin down or feel too greasy or too shiny. Whenever I'm using this, just that general raw, itchy, sort of like irritated feeling in my skin, you know what I mean? Just like all over, you can just tell your skin's just like not entirely happy. Whenever I use this serum, if I'm using this in my morning and nighttime routine, in just a few days, I can feel that the antioxidants are really helping to shield my skin and protect my skin from everything outside that wants to, you know what I mean, like come down on my skin barrier and weaken it and make my sensitive skin feel more inflamed and itchy. It's just a really nice preventative type of antioxidant serum. And I honestly believe, in my personal opinion and in the experience of all the antioxidant focused products that I've used in the past, this is probably the most high quality and the most robust. Now we got to talk about that classic spring product, the Dr. Ceuracle Vegan Kombucha Tea Essence. How many years have I been raving about this product now? Is it going on 4? I think it is. I think I started using this in 2021. I can't believe it's been so long. We have this tea layer here. We have the fermented kombucha, the black tea in here, and that is a beautiful source of antioxidants, which can be very helpful as we're transitioning into spring, as we've already talked about. But tea can also be very brightening for the skin. It always brings out a very healthy glow to my skin. It has a lot of amino acids that help with skin hydration. Just overall, it's one of those ingredients that just makes your skin look so good and feel so good as well. Also reduces redness and inflammation. Can be helpful when you're also breaking out at the same time and having some sensitivity on top of that. And then we have this creamy layer that's made up mostly of sunflower seed oil. And this is particularly good for your skin barrier, but it's also great for nourishing the skin, softening and conditioning the skin, addressing any dryness on the skin. But because it's in equal amounts, and I love, the 2 layers here, you get to mix them together. So it's really fun and entertaining, but it creates this creamy texture that's still fluidy, that's still hydrating, that's more quickly absorbed into the skin, more like an essence toner than like a creamy serum where it feels quite thick, right? And maybe slow to absorb on the skin. This sinks in beautifully. There's deep hydration with that tea portion. So I definitely need that because, as I mentioned, sometimes you can feel a little bit more dehydration in your skin in the seasonal fluctuations. I definitely do. So this addresses not just those dry, dehydrated areas, but also those oily areas too, with nice, light, refreshing hydration. And then just that kiss of creaminess, that silkiness and that elegance right at top makes your skin really smooth. That little bit of moisture just hugs all that hydration deep into the skin. And I find that that's also very beneficial if you're suffering with some dehydration, but you don't want to go too thick with like really heavy, like seal it off occlusive moisturizers. This can be just that little kiss that just kind of hugs, like I said, not seals off, but just hugs it into your skin. And then your skin just feels like super silky soft. You get a little glow at the top too. And as you continuously use this, if you notice redness on your skin, not even just from seasonal fluctuations, maybe you just have some redness on your skin, or it's a little bit irritated, inflamed, or like I said, breakouts, the tea actually calms the redness down with continuous use too. So your complexion looks more luminous. You're glowing from the inside out, right? Very, very healthy looking skin. But then it's really moisturized. It's really hydrated, a little bit plump, a little bit moist on the top. It just looks so good, and it feels amazing as well. So let's talk about the Tower 28 SOS Rescue Spray. Now, this is a product that is new to my routine this spring. I have been using it in the winter, and as I shared with you in my March favorites, I've been using it over the last couple of months to help prevent breakouts from sweating. And also my skin can sometimes get very irritated from like when I sweat a lot from my workouts. So I'll use this spray before I work out. I'll sometimes spray it right after, or I sometimes build it into my routine right after my shower from working out. When I get all that sweat off of my skin, I might also just do like a quick little spray before I start the rest of my skincare routine. It's not a toner. It's not an essence. It's really a targeted mist for folks who suffer with inflammatory conditions on the skin. It helps to reduce the inflammation, the irritation, the redness, and potentially things like eczema, rosacea, and psoriasis flare-ups on the skin, which are all rooted in inflammation within the skin. Because really the only ingredient here is the hypochlorous acid. And this is really, a great ingredient for what I just said. So I have found that it's been really helpful, like I said, for preventing breakouts because there is an antibacterial benefit to this ingredient, but it's also soothing inflammation. And I find that if sweat sits on my skin for too long, I get exactly how I described the allergy symptoms, that raw, itchy, just like my skin feels weak, and just like it's gonna go off. It's just like it's not happy. You know what I mean? It is not a happy camper, and I can feel that. And that's a similar symptom that I get when I have sweated a lot and it's been sitting on my skin. It can actually cause some irritation. And so I have been finding over the last couple of months that it's been beneficial for that, for cutting down on the inflammatory breakouts from sweat, but also sometimes the itchy irritation that I can get. I know for sure when I'm going to be doing some gardening and things like that, as it's getting warmer, I will be building this into my routine along with the NIOD antioxidant serum to really robustly protect my skin from the sun and from all of the sweat in the warmer temperature. So it's a really beneficial, multi-purpose, multi-use type of product if you suffer from inflammatory conditions. So speaking of red, puffy, swollen eyes, I have to mention the Dr. Idriss Depuffer Roll-On Serum because I was using this last spring all over my eye area. My lids get so red and they get so puffy, and this has a few key ingredients in here that actually help to depuff and de-inflame the eye area, but there's also soothing ingredients in here as well that help to take down that raw, itchy feeling with the skin. So arnica helps to reduce the swelling. The centella really helps to reduce the inflammation. And my eye area that skin tends to get really red. The centella in here helps to calm the look of redness down. This also has some niacinamide, which can be helpful for the skin barrier. And then they also have used ash bark extract, which is another depuffing active ingredient. And it's just a very thin gel texture. And it does come packaged with this stainless steel roller ball application. And so that plus this like cooling gel and soothing depuffing gel texture, and then that cool rolling sensation as you just kind of like glide this over the area. It feels so amazing when that skin is so raw and so red and so irritated. So I'll usually build this into my routine. I'll do that right after my toner and essence. I'll kind of roll the eye area and really soothe that, and then I'll just pat in the excess gel serum. It's very thin, and then I'll coat that or seal it in, if you will, with my regular eye cream. And that's just because all of that moisture that I was telling you leaks out of my eyes. So gross. Actually makes the under eye skin quite dry. So I do need a little bit more moisture. If you have more oily eyelids, if it doesn't get quite dry, you can skip out on that and just use this like your eye cream. So we've been talking a lot about allergies and sensitive skin, itchy skin, red skin, inflamed skin, breakouts, right? But what if you are emerging from winter with dull and lifeless skin? Because that's definitely something that I notice every winter. I come out of winter and I'm like, skin is a little bit dull. It's looking a little uneven. It needs a perk me up from my gremlin winter days, my hibernation, right? I'm emerging from my shell. And so a really good exfoliation can bring your skin back to life in the spring. I'm a major fan of the Major Fade Flash Mask from Dr. Idriss. I've been using this now for going on my second year now. And I do try to build this into my routine once a week. I do sometimes put it to the side in the winter just because winter has its own, challenges with sensitive skin and dryness, right? But I do find myself like, okay, it's time to recommit now to this exfoliation because it is spring. We need to shed that winter skin off. And AHA, which is the cornerstone of this mask, is really one of the best ways to do it. This mask uses 15% of glycolic acid and 3% of lactic acid. Both are AHAs that are designed to really exfoliate the top surface of your skin. So not only do they help to get all those dead skin cells off of your face that are interfering with your glow, right? So your skin is going to be so much smoother and brighter, but it also helps to address hyperpigmentation, uneven skin, darkness on the skin. It helps to address texture on the skin because it really smooths out the skin. And just overall, it brings this rejuvenated look to your skin. This is really like a facial in a bottle, right? Because it is such a high percentage of AHA. And that's why I said I use it once a week, and my sensitive skin actually tolerates it super well. I leave it on for 10 minutes, and once I wash it off, it's just this really nice thin gel texture. Once I wash it off, my skin is so smooth, so glowy. My texture is diminished. My skin is like really, really bright. My makeup is applying so much smoother. Do you find that in winter where you're like putting on your makeup? I was like, these are dry patches I didn't even know I had. Like they got revealed from my makeup and now it's all like rolling and pilling and there's all these flakes and it's just like, why does my makeup not look good? It's because of all the dead skin cell buildup, right? And that dull and lifeless skin that just happens from winter weather. So we got to shed all of that off of our skin, and all the AHA in here really makes that happen fast. It is a really potent formula, but like I said, once a week, 10 minutes, even my sensitive skin is doing really well with that. And then keep that in your routine, you know what I mean? It will really start to give you some beautiful results for brightness, for smoothness, for texture. So that's how I'm surviving spring this year. If you have any of your own favorite springtime skincare products, or you know, if it's fall where you live right now, let us all know in the comments below. If you love this video, it was helpful for you, but you have not hit subscribe yet, please, before you go, please, you made it all the way to the end, that's rare, please hit subscribe and come join our skincare community, especially if you love diving into products for sensitive skin, K-beauty, ingredients. That's what my channel is all about. Turn on notifications so you're never out of the loop. I love you so much. Thanks for being here with me today, and I just want to encourage you to keep shining your light. We need you. I love you, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye.